At 6 a.m. on Saturday, inside a high-security conference center in Islamabad, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance sat across from the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf. Between the two parties sat Pakistani mediators. Several critical issues were brought to the table. First, the current state of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has kept this strait closed since the beginning of the war. 1/5 of the world's total oil exports pass through this route. Due to the closure, global fuel prices have skyrocketed, and ordinary people are devastated by inflation. The United States wants the strait to be reopened immediately. Second, Iran's nuclear program. The United States has long alleged that Iran is attempting to build a nuclear bomb. Iran has repeatedly stated that its program is peaceful. Nonetheless, Western nations have imposed sanctions. Now, the U.S. wants a written commitment from Iran that it will not build nuclear weapons, nor will it acquire the capability to produce them rapidly. Third, the withdrawal of sanctions. The United States and the European Union have maintained economic sanctions on Iran for many years. Iran wants these sanctions to be lifted quickly as part of the peace agreement. Fourth, regional security. Israel is conducting attacks on Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran wants these attacks to stop and also seeks to ensure the security of its allied forces in Syria and Iraq. Fifth, Gaza and Palestine. Iran wants a commitment on what initiatives the United States will take to stop Israeli attacks on Gaza and Palestine. Negotiations on these complex issues continued in multiple phases, with occasional breaks for tea and phone calls, but no solution was reached. At one point, the U.S. delegation stated, "We have brought our final and best offer." The Iranian representatives read the proposal but did not respond immediately. What was in the U.S. final offer? According to secret sources, the U.S. proposal required Iran will not build nuclear weapons or seek the capability to do so. This means Iran must shut down its uranium enrichment program and accept strict IAEA supervision. U.S. surveillance over the Strait of Hormuz will increase, and Iran will lose the right to unilaterally close the strait. Sanctions will not be lifted immediately. They will be withdrawn in phases after a specific period. Iran must take initiatives to disarm its regional proxy forces, including Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, and Hashd al-Sha'abi. Iran must provide security guarantees for Israel. Upon reading this proposal, the Iranian representatives realized that the United States was trying to achieve at the negotiating table what it could not achieve through war. An Iranian diplomat whispered, "If we accept these conditions, we would be handing over our weapons, but the enemy will only increase the pressure on us. This is a surrender, not a peace treaty." Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf stated clearly, "Those who could not defeat us in war want us to make our heads bow at the negotiating table. This is not possible." Following Iran's rejection, the U.S. representatives were disappointed. Vance made a final attempt, saying, "This is our best offer. We cannot provide anything more than this." But Iran did not agree under any circumstances. The reasoning behind Iran's rejection was based on harsh realities. First, the conditions were contrary to Iran's sovereignty. Why should Iran stop its nuclear program when Israel possesses hundreds of nuclear warheads? Second, Control over the Strait of Hormuz is part of Iran's geographical identity. Without this strait, Iran's existence in the Gulf becomes meaningless. Why would Iran surrender its right to close the strait? Third, Iran's regional allied forces, Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, and Hashd al-Sha'abi, are a primary part of Iran's resistance strategy. Disarming them would mean tying Iran's own hands, which is impossible. Fourth, a phased withdrawal of sanctions means the United States could exert pressure on Iran at any